So, ICE New Orleans released a tweet. In the month of January, ICE New Orleans was on fire. Arrests, 2,700. Deportations, 11,000. Gang arrests, 25. All right, well, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. And, you know, I'm seeing a lot of people being like, those are rookie numbers. We got to up those numbers. And I agree. We need to protect the Shire. We need to deport the orcs. They could leave if they themselves. All right, they could leave themselves. That's cool. They could also leave via trebuchet, where we launch them in the general Mexico direction. All right, I fully support both of these ideas, except when you actually do the math, deportations 10,000 in January in just New Orleans. Yeah, that's awkward. That's 3% of the population. ICE deported 3% of New Orleans in 1 month. This is what we call, oh my god, they're stealing elections. This is insane. Usra, this is diabolical levels of W's that we're getting. That is 3% of New Orleans. Yes, it's only 10,000, but my god, that's insanity. Anyway, we keep going. The grind don't stop. They all need to go. Someone called me a racist, so I decided to triple down. This is Mayor Zohran Mamdani, and he had a meeting with Donald Trump yesterday, all right? So this is him. This is an actual productive meeting. This is what it looked like from the side view. This is the side view of Zohran Mamdani meeting up with Donald Trump. And as you can see, they had a very fruitful conversation, and Donald Trump decided to give him certain zoning permits, it seems. So this is the side version. And right now, the left is kind of really shitting on him because, as you can see, this tweet of Zohran Mamdani got 20 million views, forced to glaze Donald Trump, and how Donald Trump is actually fighting for America. And it turns out it's a terrible day, quite literally, for all of the leftoids, because it seems like Donald Trump's actually fighting for America, and the left is fighting for the illegal aliens. It's honestly pretty incredible stuff. It really is. So, you know, Trump is doing his best to make things better. Now, this is the crazy thing. For those of you that are unaware, there's been a New York situation developing. Speaking of Sharia law, I have to show you what's happening to New York before we get to the shit show in Texas. All right, so recently, the NYPD was getting attacked wherever they were going by migrants and leftists. Right? I already showed you this clip in the past, so I don't want to dwell on it too much. But essentially, they ended up throwing chunks of ice at these police officers. And, like, you see, they're bleeding from their face. One of them ends up getting hospitalized because of this. The unbelievable patience of these cops. These guys are legends. Of course, Zohran Mamdani's response to all this is, it was just kids being kids. It was just a snowball fight.
From the videos that I've seen, it looks like a snowball fight. I think that there were 2 officers who were facing lacerations on their face.
All for prosecution of those who pelted them?
Look, I've seen the videos of this snowball fight. I think that it was a snowball fight.
So he responds multiple times, pretty insane stuff. It's a snowball fight, it's a snowball fight, nothing to see here, nothing going on. It's just some lacerations on the face, nothing to see here, not a big deal. They were literally hospitalized and bleeding from their eyes, by the way. So Zohran Mamdani doubles down. I've seen the videos, kids throwing snowballs at the NYPD officers. It's just kids, guys, it's kids. Meanwhile, this is right after Zohran Mamdani said in 2020, responding to, I saw a cop crying in his car, Lamau, with nature is healing. It's almost like we literally are importing Islamist retards from other countries to conquer us and destroy our law enforcement to conquer us from within. Nux, you're being so Islamophobic right now. I warned you, this video was going to get there, and it's going to get a lot worse, all right? If you are a goat fucker, this video will offend you, all right? I'm just letting you know in advance. If you're not a goat fucker, don't forget to subscribe. It's very important. Now, this is pretty insane stuff, too. Zohran Mamdani did another press conference when they asked him again about this.
So, Mr. Mayor, are you willing to revise your statement regarding the snowball fight, given that this was not exactly a friendly back-and-forth snowball fight? The police that were there were not throwing any snowballs. They were getting pelted themselves. And number 2, have you considered or would you consider banning these crowdsourcing events because they can and sometimes do get out of hand?
So I'm not going to be banning snowball fights or organized snowball fights.
That is not what was asked at all, you absolute degenerate.
I've shared my thoughts with New Yorkers, and I continue to believe that what we are...
It's almost like this guy just hates police and wants them to die. It's almost like this dude wants to cripple the law enforcement arm of our country so he could conquer us from within or something. But hey, that's just a theory.
Seeing in this response to this winter blizzard from the city workers as a whole, and that includes the hardworking men and women of the NYPD, is part of why the city's getting back on its feet.
The city is not getting back on its feet. 19 people died of freezing on the New York streets because he decided he was going to stop the homeless sweeps. Now, anyway, this is pretty insane. It turns out these kids involved in a snowball fight were arrested because the cops, they actually don't give a fuck about what Zohran Mamdani had to say.
The NYPD making an arrest in Monday's snowball
attack
on police in Washington Square Park. The 27-year-old Guzman Kolabali is under arrest.
Guzman, a straight white male, once again.
For his role in Monday's attack. That left
Wow.
2 New York police officers.
He's a Christian nationalist if I've ever seen one.
Injured. Kolabali
Another Hasidic Jewish Zionist act of terror.
No stranger to police. He was arrested just a few weeks ago for an attempted robbery in the transit system. You'll remember this is how Mayor Mamdani described Monday's incident.
That's right. It's just a little snowball fight.
I can just tell you from the video I saw, it looked like kids at a snowball fight.
Yeah. Just kids at a snowball fight. 27-year-old foreigner migrant kids attacking police officers with the support of the mayor of New York. Totally not insurrection-y or anything. And this is the footage of Guzman getting arrested by the NYPD for assault charges. Bye, bro. Bye, dude. Someone should snowball fight with him on the way out. Peacefully speak. I'm just being peaceful here. This is not me advocating for violence. I just think that people should have a peaceful snowball fight with him personally. I think that'd be really funny, especially if it's in prison. That'd be funny. So this 27-year-old kid migrant that attacked police officers, he fucked around and he found out. And Zohran Mamdani is not happy about this. I mean, bro's busy. As you can see here, he is with a lot of his white friends practicing Ramadan.
Family, to all our city agencies, feds.
Yeah. Beautiful stuff, beautiful stuff. So anyway, so this is currently what stuff's going on. Muslim prayers with the NYPD before allowing them to eat with him. Because it's Ramadan, of course. We have to be respectful to other cultures. What do you mean? Now, New York City recently did a shtick where they allowed people to get jobs to shovel snow. All right, so they pay them $30 an hour to shovel snow. Now, they need 2 pieces of ID, which is hilarious because he doesn't believe you need ID to vote, but they do believe that you need ID to shovel snow. So, what did these guys do? These guys are all being paid $30 an hour from our tax dollars, all right? Our tax dollars are paying these people $30 an hour for this. Yeah. Yeah, so anyway, they got a good 14 city workers to clear one little pile of snow for $30 to $45 an hour per person, all tax funded on one little street corner. Yeah, so essentially, this is insane. This is just another way for Zohran Mamdani to take tax money and give it to retards. It's unbelievable. It's incredible. Now, Zohran Mamdani recently released this whole ad in Spanish.
No es el mejor.
No te preocupes, alcalde. Si su hijo o hija está...
Yeah, anyway, so I covered this in a previous video, but essentially, he's wondering, why are they out of money? Why are they out of money? Well, it turns out they literally are promising free daycare to illegal aliens. Zohran Mamdani last week, we're broke. We're going to need to raise property taxes by 10%. Zohran Mamdani this week, we're offering free daycare for illegals. Well, that's the game. That's the game, everybody. Are we on the same page? I'm really glad we understand the same page. Yeah. So they're out of money because they're taking our tax dollars and giving it to retards and invaders. All right? Understand, this is how they conquer us. This is the silent war that we've been fighting. Now... Tom Homan, the wall, does not back down. So the Pope recently, I don't know, man, you guys got a woke Pope this time. I don't know what y'all are doing over there. So the Pope is like, we need to be accepting to all the neighbors and stuff like that. And essentially they asked Tom Homan, how could you go against the words of the Pope?
What is your response to Pope Leo for
being critical of the Trump administration when it comes to deporting illegals?
Well, look, I'm a lifelong Catholic, still practicing Catholic. Catholic faith is always in support of law enforcement, always has been, and he should be too. I've said it many times before, you ought to be fixing the Catholic Church because they got their own issues. But bottom line is, you know, if we jump the wall at the Vatican, the penalties for doing that are much harder than the ones here in the United States.
Oh my! Oh, what's with those walls around the Vatican? Are you telling me that no one's illegal on stolen land? You could jump into the Vatican, sir?
Country legally. So, look, what he doesn't understand is the flip side to illegal immigration. 31% of women get raped making that journey.
Is that bad? I think that's bad. Thoughts on rape?
Over 4,000 aliens died making that journey under Joe Biden. 250,000 Americans died of fentanyl because of the open border. When you overwhelm the Border Patrol, all the bad things happening. Sex trafficking increases, fentanyl increases. Securing the border saves lives. And I'd be happy to sit down and explain it to them. But illegal immigration is not a victimless crime. So President Trump having illegal immigration on 96%, he's saving thousands of lives every.
That's right. So anyway, it's really cute watching people in their like gigantic gated countries talk about how immigration is bad. But are you insane? You would deport them the moment they broke in. You think you would just have rapists and migrants breaking into the Vatican and they wouldn't get deported? Are you insane? That's essentially what he's trying to say, and I mean that with love and respect. But again, ever since I saw like tweets like this from the Pope just misquoting scripture, you know, before Almighty God who commanded thou shalt not kill, and throughout human history every person always had dignity, God never said thou shalt not kill. God said thou shalt not murder. You know, so when I see stuff like this, it's like, it seems like there's an agenda. I'm not trying to say there is, all right? I'm just saying it seems like there is, and I wonder what it is. Anywho, people are having enough. So this is a group of Maryland sheriffs blasting the Democrats.
This is nothing more than politics over public safety.
That's right.
And we as elected sheriffs are fed up with it. You don't see this many sheriffs in one location in the state at any given time. But we have to come together in unison to stop the ridiculousness that's going on up here in Annapolis, Maryland. And lawmakers need to wake up and realize Marylanders and the American people want public safety over politics, and they're not getting it.
That's right. And these guys are like, we need to deport people killing Americans. Like, what are we doing? And the politicians are like, no, we're trying to steal elections. You have to leave the illegal rapists on the streets. The more rape, the better we win elections. Because people that get raped, they vote Republican. People that do the raping vote Democrat. So we need them. It's so important. Now you understand how this all works. It's pretty incredible stuff. Now, anyway, Illinois congressional candidate Kat calls to throw ICE agents in prison and wants mass amnesty and citizenship for millions of illegals. It's almost like they hate America.
Abolish and prosecute ICE. We need to repeal the Patriot Act. We need to lift refugee caps. And we need to offer complete amnesty and citizenship to any immigrant here who has not committed a violent crime.
Why?
Additionally, we need trials. There is no moving forward without justice. Stern words for Greg Bovino.
Special trials for every single individual of the 30 million illegals that jumped over the border.
Aren't enough. Body cameras aren't enough. We need people willing to put everything on the line, not when it's politically convenient, and not have their hands in their pockets.
All right, so this is another pro-rape leftist. I'm sure she would be upset to hear me say that, but unfortunately that's what she is. What can I say? She doesn't believe in this. Unfortunately, it's rough. It's not easy, but she doesn't believe in this philosophy.
Stop raping, sir.
She just can't. She doesn't believe that. She's pro-rape, it seems. That's my opinion. That's my analysis. A lot of people would probably be upset at me, but pro-rape woman, another pro-rape woman elected. Pretty weird how this keeps happening, but this is the plan. Their plan is destroy and abolish immigration enforcement. Literally bring in all the retards and rapists into our country, and then poof, give them amnesty immediately. Now they're American citizens. Isn't that beautiful? Isn't that great? I think that's beautiful. So it's unbelievable that we have retards like this. This is a congressional candidate. And again, she's going to get the retard vote. She's going to say this, and all the illegal aliens that are falsely voting in elections, all the TikTok moms that are, you know, out there with all their empathy and bullshit, they're all going to vote for people like this because they're retarded. This is quite literally the rape of our country in real time. All right. And this is the craziest part. And it keeps happening.
Breaking today, federal agents raiding the Los Angeles Unified School District headquarters and the home of Superintendent Alberto Carvalho. The FBI confirming that it executed search warrants, but withholding any further detail. The superintendent has recently made headlines for fighting with federal officials over immigration enforcement efforts in his district.
Are you serious?
Okay, John, thank you.
Like, this ruins everything for all Americans if this happens. All right, Carvalho bragged about being an illegal alien. The district misplaced $76 million in taxpayer funds. How does this happen? How does this happen? You mean to tell me there's an illegal alien in a position of power, and all of a sudden millions go missing? It's so weird how this keeps happening. Like, what are we doing? This is insane. Complete insanity. Watching our country fall apart like this because we need to have empathy for the retards. We're going to get to Texas, don't worry. Now, this is breaking news. A foreigner with a Minnesota license drove a truck for miles on the wrong side of the road. On the wrong side of the road.
How much of a winning issue?
Like, he's literally driving a truck on the wrong... I don't even know how you could do this. I don't even know how this is possible.
It is.
18-wheeler going the wrong way down southbound 61.
Whoa, look at this. I've never seen this before in my life.
He is on the northbound lanes of 61, going the wrong way.
Dude, this is insane.
You can see I'm going southbound on 61. He's in the northbound lanes on Highway 61.
This is actual clown world. What, does this make our country better, Democrats? Really? Does it make our country better when we have this? Yeah, anyway, it keeps going. First of all, pull off to the side, you absolute dumb fuck. What are you doing? Now, a lot of people are like, Nux, you're probably being racist here, assuming it's an illegal alien. I didn't need to assume. I see a truck driving on the wrong side of the fucking highway. I know he's an illegal alien. I know he can't read English. I know he doesn't understand street signs. He's probably Indian. All right. Breaking news. Confirmed, semi-truck driver was captured speeding on the wrong side of the highway, received his license from Tim Walsh, Minnesota, failed to identify road signs during a test. No, I can't believe it. I can't believe this would happen. Nux, why didn't you say Somalian? It's in Minnesota. Oh, because I don't think Somalians could drive. Trucks aren't camels, okay? You can't get around on that shit, you know what I'm saying? Unless it's like on the high end of the spectrum. You know, I'm being generous. Anyway, this is insanity. So this is quite literally an illegal alien driving the wrong side on the highway because he can't read English and he's given licenses by the government.